The budgerigar is a bird known to nearly every corner of the modern world. Small, bright and endlessly vocal, it has become one of the most familiar animals to humans, yet familiarity often conceals complexity. Behind the cheerful colors and constant chatter exists a creature shaped by harsh landscapes, ancient survival strategies and a level of intelligence that challenges long-held assumptions about the limits of small animals. Long before it became a companion in homes across continents, the budgerigar evolved in the vast dry interior of Australia, a land defined by extremes. In this environment, water is unpredictable, vegetation is sparse, and survival depends on flexibility rather than strength. Over countless generations, the budgerigar developed as a nomadic species, moving in response to rainfall, seed growth, and seasonal opportunity. Unlike territorial birds that defend fixed areas, budgerigars learned to follow abundance wherever it appeared. This nomadic existence shaped nearly every aspect of the species, from its lightweight body to its efficient metabolism. The budgerigar is designed for endurance and rapid movement. Large flocks can travel great distances across open terrain, conserving energy while remaining constantly alert to danger. The open skies of Australia offered little shelter, making awareness and communication essential. The physical form of the budgerigar reflects this balance between efficiency and expression. Its long tapered tail aids in flight stability, while its compact body allows swift maneuvering. The curved beak, typical of parrots, is strong enough to crack seeds, yet delicate enough for precise manipulation. This beak serves not only as a feeding tool but also as an extension of the bird's intelligence, allowing exploration, interaction, and problem solving. Coloration in wild budgerigars is primarily green and yellow tones, providing camouflage among grasses and foliage. The vivid patterns that humans associate with the species are largely the result of selective breeding in captivity, yet even in altered colors, the fundamental structure remains unchanged, a design perfected for survival long before human involvement. Perhaps the most remarkable feature of the budgerigar lies not in its appearance but in its mind. As a member of the parrot family, it shares traits associated with advanced cognition, including memory, vocal learning, and social awareness. What sets the budgerigar apart is the scale at which these traits exist within such a small body. In the wild, budgerigars live in large dynamic flocks. Communication within these groups is constant and nuanced. Calls are used to maintain contact, signal danger, coordinate movement, and reinforce social bonds. Each sound carries meaning and context. Over time, individuals learn to recognize specific calls from flock members, demonstrating both auditory memory and social recognition. This capacity for vocal learning extends naturally into human environments. When raised among people, budgerigars do not simply mimic sounds at random, they associate words with situations, tones, and outcomes. Studies have shown that some individuals can develop vocabularies numbering in the hundreds, recognizing words as symbols rather than mere noise. Intelligence in budgerigars is not limited to sound. They demonstrate problem-solving abilities such as opening containers, navigating obstacles, and learning through observation. When one bird discovers a food source, others often follow, learning by watching rather than trial alone. This social learning accelerates adaptation and mirrors processes seen in much larger animals. Reproduction among budgerigars is closely tied to environmental conditions rather than breeding at fixed times. They respond to rainfall and food availability. When seeds are plentiful, breeding begins rapidly, allowing populations to expand quickly in favorable years. Nests are typically located in tree hollows, offering protection from heat and predators. Females lay several eggs and incubation begins immediately. Chicks hatch blind and helpless, requiring constant care. Both parents contribute to feeding, regurgitating partially digested seeds to nourish the young. Growth is rapid and adaptation to environments where conditions may change suddenly. Predation is a constant threat. Birds of prey, snakes, and mammals all target budgerigars, especially during nesting. Despite this, populations remain resilient due to flock behavior, vigilance, and rapid reproduction. Losses are absorbed collectively, ensuring survival of the species as a whole. The relationship between humans and budgerigars began relatively recently. European explorers encountering the species in the 19th century were captivated by its appearance and temperament. Exportation followed, and within decades budgerigars had spread across Europe, Asia, and the Americas, becoming one of the most common companion birds in history. In captivity, the budgerigar's adaptability became fully apparent. It learned to thrive in confined spaces, adjust to human routines, and form bonds across species boundaries. Unlike animals that merely tolerate human presence, budgerigars actively engage, seeking interaction, stimulation, and communication. This closeness, however, carries responsibility. Poor care, isolation, and lack of mental enrichment can lead to stress and behavioral decline. The very intelligence that makes the budgerigar appealing also demands attention. When neglected, the bird suffers quietly, a reminder that companionship is a mutual contract. Ecologically, wild budgerigars play a significant role as seed consumers and dispersers. Their movements influence plant distribution across wide regions, and their presence signals ecological balance. In years of drought, their disappearance marks environmental distress long before larger species are affected. Conservation status of the budgerigar remains stable, largely due to its adaptability and vast range, yet climate change poses long-term uncertainty. Altered rainfall patterns threaten the delicate timing that governs breeding and movement. Survival will once again depend on flexibility, a trait the species has long mastered. The budgerigar matters not because it is rare or powerful, but because it reveals something fundamental about intelligence and connection. It demonstrates that complexity does not require size, that communication can bridge species, and that survival often favors cooperation over dominance. Small, bright, and endlessly curious, the budgerigar stands as a quiet success story of evolution. Its voice once carried across the open skies of Australia, now it echoes in human homes across the world, reminding us that intelligence can arrive on wings far smaller than expected.